Hey everyone, it's Mark from OBP. I'm just going to talk about the drive down. So I did all the driving. It was me and Megan in the car. So we chose to take the route that takes you into West Virginia and back into Ohio because whatever genius decided to, draw the lines of the interstates, they just forgot, we put a college there. And we may want people to visit it. Unfortunately, they did not think of that, but at least it made the drive interesting going through the towpaths at the foot of the Appalachians. Once we got near the Airbnb, we got very brave going the speed limit. Felt like going the speed limit was kind of dangerous and putting others at risk as well because you're going 55 miles an hour on these tiny little two-lane highways. Definitely not made to go highway speeds. And very hilly, very curvy, just not it. But once you got into town, definitely felt like a regular suburb. But then as we referenced in the podcast, it feels like they built it around downtown Willoughby, especially in the streets that were having fests, Palmer Fest and the downtown Willoughby type area, Court Street, very crowded, lots of low IQ, intoxicated young children, I'll say that. So we had to keep an eye out for them. But other than that, we got there safe. And wasn't the worst view, so I'll give it like a 5 out of 10.
So now we're beautifully walk inside this Airbnb. As you can see, Mark through the door. Great look at here go Javi, myself. Beautiful Airbnb. Airbnb was very nice. We were in a little town called Amesville, Ohio. Very great scenery. Beautiful structure. One of the things that I loved the most about this house was like the inside and like how everything was like kind of played out. Very nice rooms, very beautiful atmosphere. Mark's beautiful self in the camera. Yeah, deuces, Mark. Goodbye. As we go to the kitchen got a little messy right away. Mark didn't secure his thing in the proper spot in the refrigerator. Then it fell. It made a mess. Very open. The only thing I would change, walls are too white. Why is everything white? There needed to be like a good accent wall in this kitchen, but there wasn't. But the cups were very nice. Everything was beautiful. It was a very nice family home. Very nice family home. We got big Lorenzo right there. Look at me, sexy as usual in the background. I love it with a hat on. I'm not a hat guy, but I looked pretty good that night. I'm gonna say this is a nice little quaint. Now we're starting in the bedroom. I think this is the primary bedroom. Mark and Megan didn't let anyone go in there. That was sad. But this is the primary bedroom. This is where Mark and Megan slept. Very nice, beautiful thing. Right outside is a patio. Right outside the patio. There you go, Caitlin, Lorenzo, Phil. So as we come out, we're coming out. Everybody's talking. Everybody's drinking. We were only in the Airbnb to start for like a little bit before we went out to Athens. We were only there for like a few minutes. Michaela just walked by. Shout out to Michaela. But other than that, it's like nice little backyard. One of the best things about the town we were in, because it was so small, there weren't a lot of street lights and things like that. So it was very nice to be in the small, very scenic type of town. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Go to Amesville, Ohio. Don't be a nuisance. They're good people.
What's up, everybody? This is Megan, or as some people call me, HR. A big shout out to Caitlin for giving us a tour of the campus. We were actually on our way to the Ridges when I was recording this stuff. It's supposed to just be B-roll, but I figured I'd show you guys because the campus is actually beautiful. You guys should seriously check it out sometime if you have the opportunity. We got to do a tour of like the oldest green. I think we're about to pass the stadium, which I thought was really cool. The front of it was all decorated. I just wanted to exemplify that this is the stadium I was talking about. Mark was worried that we actually had no footage of it. Here it is. This is like the outside of it. You can see like the bleachers over there. I wish we could have gone inside. I've actually never been inside their stadium. It would have been a lot of fun, but maybe next time. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little confused when I panned up and saw that it said something academic center, considering it was the stadium. But I guess to each their own when it comes to education, right? I'm not gonna lie, I was recording all of this hanging out a window, so this was probably the hardest shot I tried to get, trying to get that sign, but this is the bridge over to the ridges, so here we go. I'll catch you guys once we get to the ridges. Now, when it comes to the ridges, this was the first time I'd ever actually been there, but it is something I have been obsessed with for years. This road up to the ridges itself was the creepiest thing, which just added to the creep factor. My older sister went to OU, and she always told me about all the hauntings and the lore, and I can't tell you, no matter the stories she told me, coming up on this building, which, by the way, was the original asylum. This was like the first building built. This was the main part of the asylum. Nothing she could have told me could have prepared me for how freaking awesome this was. Now, I know I zoomed in on it as we went around, but I want you guys to focus on the creases of the buildings, like the nooks and crannies on the outside, by the way. The outside of the building, okay? The outside. Look at those corners. Look at them. They look like rotted and haunted, and it was... I love it. I just love it all. I love everything creepy. So you guys are going to hear me fangirling like this whole time. I wish you guys could hear the original audio because I was genuine. You can see how shaky I was. I was so excited to even be here. As we were going around, look at all those like boarded up windows. I love it. As we were going around, I was told by Caitlin, who was giving us a tour, that a lot of these buildings were actually going to be demolished like in the next couple years, which I was devastated to hear. That's obviously not something you want to hear when you're a big fan of something that is all going to be torn down. But I did find out they're keeping the main building. Apparently a lot of them are condemned. It's not safe to walk through, because I get that. This thing's over 200 years old now, actually. So I get that not all of it is inhabitable anymore. To hear that it's all going to be torn down was super sad. As much as I am fangirling about this building, I want you guys to understand that OU has a lot of dark history when it comes to the asylum. There's one story that always did stick out to me of all the stories that I've heard, and it was about one patient who had snuck away when they were trying to evacuate the building when they decided to shut down the asylum. And it's believed that she actually passed away in that tower you're seeing there, and an outline of her body is actually still supposedly able to be seen in the floorboards today. It's honestly a really sad story to just think of just how negligent a lot of the people who ran this hospital were back when it was an operating asylum. I do think it's interesting what they use the building for now, though, because I never would have guessed it, but there's an art museum in the lobby. Inside here, there are art exhibits, and I think they're going to be repurposing it for more classrooms later on, at least within the rest of the building, once they are able to make it, inhabitable, and it's not going to rot under your feet anymore. But I absolutely love the architecture of this building, even with how old it is. Look at those corners! You can really see the history from the building just by looking at just the deterioration. I love it. I love it so much, and I wish nothing more to actually be able to go in and see the inside, but I guess we'll never know. But I just want to say that I appreciate you guys for watching this, and maybe one day you'll be able to experience this for yourself in person.
Oh, it's big comfy. Look at the cops. Those cops actually stopped me at the party because I accidentally stepped on the road. I didn't know I wasn't allowed to take alcohol out. But this is probably my favorite party we went to in OU. It was just this punk rock show in the backyard of someone's house. It's really muddy. The band was Vera, Ohio. They just followed us on Instagram, actually, so shout out to them. Make sure we plug them on this. But now OU is kind of wild. I see why people make that drive to go down there, because as treacherous as that drive was, because I drove, it was worth it. 3.5 hours to just go be menaces with fun white people. I love partying with white people. It's less dangerous. But this band was really cool. The lead singer was a teacher, and that's why they didn't perform a lot of shows in Columbus, because his students always try and come to his shows. But that broken drumstick, I'm pretty sure Phil has that drumstick. I don't know how he got it, but he just got it from Mark today, actually. So I'll post a picture of that on Instagram after we post this. If you have the chance to go to fest season in OU, I would definitely take that opportunity to go down, party responsibly. But it's a good time. There's like no bad energy. I didn't see like a single fight or a single nuisance happen. I'm sure it does happen, but like bad luck usually follows us everywhere. So the fact that we didn't see it was pretty cool. I had a really good time. I'm sure everyone else did. At one point, because my phone is always dead and Tyler's phone doesn't work, we got separated from everyone, and me and Tyler just walked around OU really drunk. Went to some pizza shop, bought pizza by the slice. I think that was on day 2. That was the same day that this video is happening. The festival. There was Palmer Place and there's Palmer Fest. Palmer Fest is the second one. But yeah, if you have the chance to go to OU and party with these people, definitely go down. It'll be worth your time.
Hi, it's Tyler's back. Just wanted to throw a few things out there. If you're like 25, 26, 27, personally, just me, I think it's kind of weird you're partying with kids. Go party if you're still at that stage of your life. You're young, you're in college, or just graduated from college. Most definitely try to go back, do something like this, because this was a good time. It was a fun time. It was a lot of good energy. As you can see, it's all types of people, not just one clique or one type of group of people, which is always nice to have in these type of environments. And I love that. I'm not really a big party person, but I can admit that I had a very amazing time at going around these parties and like doing all these things that we did. Saw a lot of horse cops out there. It was very nice, very fun. I loved it. It was great. There was a point to where I would admit one of the things about the whole scenery of the little town we were in, it was on the same level as the partying and the drinking, in my opinion. But other than that, it was a good time. A lot of young people, a lot of fun people going out. It started raining like right after this clip. As you can see, it's very bright, very sun's out. But right after we ended recording this, it started raining. Rained really, really hard. Rained for like a little bit, probably like 10, 25 minutes or so. It was raining and it was rough. It was a rough moving around and not trying to get wet, and everyone should not trying to find somewhere dry, but at the same time not running some random person's house. That was good. But yeah, this is the band. They played a few like throwback songs of like other bands and stuff like that. They weren't terrible. It was nice to see. They were very entertaining, very lively. The crowd was lively. As you saw, a lot of people were mosh pitting at one point. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, we have a video of Mark, Phil, and Javier mosh pitting together, and they're going crazy, throwing their big bodies around. And when they did that, that was around the time that it started to rain. But if you're having a good time, you're with people you love, people you care about, it doesn't really matter, rain or no rain. A good time was always a good time. That's all that mattered.
What's up, guys? It's Mark again. I just wanted to put this little clip in here. This is the best part of the whole trip. Honestly, it made me feel 16 again, back in Warped Tour. So, Killing in the Name Of was getting played during the set, and I just heard the and my blood started pumping, my heart started racing, started singing along to the song a little bit. That's a legendary song, by the way. Legendary song. And honestly, I looked over at Megan. I turned off the camera. I was like, you gotta record the rest of this. I need to go mosh. Like, I was so just energetic and high on the moment that I needed to give her the camera and go mosh like a gosh darn fiend. And I'll tell you what, there's nothing like moshing while you're hammered at a frat party with loud ass music. Xavier and Phil, was always a pleasure moshing with you. There was a point where in the mosh pit, I did meet somebody bigger than me and I got tossed to the back of the line. that was a wild experience because, I'm like 6'2", 265. So it's very rare that you see somebody do that to you. But nonetheless, it was a great moment. You could see it on our faces. Just read a core memory being built in this moment. So thank you, Vera, for the set. I think the best part about this moment was just having fun with my friends and throwing everything by the wayside, just acting like hooligans. In conclusion, I think this trip was a wild success. Got to make a lot of memories with my friends. Was never a big partier when I was going to school at Cleveland State full time. There's not really a big party scene there. So I have no regrets with, just going out with my friends, being a hooligan. You should do that when you get the chance because you never know when you're not going to be able to do it ever again. Honestly, no regrets there. With that being said, thanks for watching. If you think this looks fun, just pay attention to our Instagram and you can follow us where we go and just party with us. Come on down at Ohio Boys P on Instagram. We're very active on the Instagram. And I'm going to leave you guys with this. If you're thinking about doing something with your life, just, go out and do it. Sometimes you just need to dolo it and do what you think is going to be fun, because when you're young and dumb and you don't do it now, you're going to regret it when you're older. So just take those words of wisdom, stow them away, put them in your back pocket. Love you guys. Have a good night.